Australia just watched its leadership get dragged into the spotlight, and what came out wasn't reassurance, it was accusation. A fuel crisis, a delayed national address, and a government now being openly questioned on whether it even has a plan at all. Pauline Hanson didn't whisper her criticism. She detonated it, calling out delays, contradictions, and what she says is a dangerous lack of direction at the top of power. And when she brought up rural Australia, fuel insecurity and collapsing supply confidence. The message was brutal. This wasn't politics anymore. It was a warning shot fired directly at the government's credibility.
Australia either self-sufficient or far more self-sufficient when it comes to liquid fuels?
We have to be more self-sufficient and less vulnerable.
Yeah, we do, PM, but we want to know how you will do it. One Nation leader Pauline Hanson has had enough of this government.
The message that was delivered by the Prime Minister concerns me greatly. I think it's a message that's from a person who's really concerned about where they stand with the public, and it's not very good. He is not recognised as a true leader of this nation in his decisions that he has made, and especially this one with the fuel crisis. I don't believe he's been upfront and honest with the Australian people. And when I travel the rural and regional areas, I just see the hurt and pain on people's faces with the cost of living, the crisis that is happening in the farming sector. They don't know whether they're going to be able to plant a crop and whether they can actually harvest it. If that happens to our farming sector, that impact will be felt in the cities. You know, when they say we have no fuel crisis than we have, then they say we've got enough supply, we've got more fuel now than what we have in the past. The past when? When are we talking about? Last week, last year, 5 years ago? When's the last? You know, what are they talking about? I think the Australian people have a right to know the truth. The final impact on this country, how long the war's going to go. Are we going to have the services and the cost of living is going to go up? Because I speak to the truckies as well, and they're doing it tough.
What's your take on this debate? Do you think the criticism is fair or not? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and join the discussion.
We have such a large country that we need the trucking industry to deliver the food and product to us. So I just believe that the government has to be realistic about it. This country cannot run on solar and wind. The Greens and the Labor Party want to shut down gas in this nation. That's their aim. And I just feel that we have to be realistic. We are one of the most resource-rich countries in the world. We have everything here in Australia, but if we've let it slip through our fingers by government trade agreements or whether it's these deals that we've done by foreign multinationals come here and rip the guts out of this country. That's not what I stand for. I want to see a prosperous nation like Norway is, with every citizen there has about $400,000 worth of money that belongs to them. The National Wealth Fund. We have nothing but a debt approaching $1 trillion. We can do better, but we need the leadership in this nation to say, right, let's give us those fossil fuels that will deliver us back that industries, manufacturing, small business, innovation, keep us scientists here as well. We've got so much to offer in this nation, but we don't have the leadership. And I don't see Anthony Albanese or the Labor Party, or anyone on the coalition side for that matter, that gives me the warmth to think that they have this nation at heart and have the answers for the future generations.
What we just witnessed wasn't a political speech. It was a full-blown indictment of leadership on live air. Pauline Hanson didn't hold back for even a second. She went straight for the jugular, calling out Anthony Albanese not just for policy failure, but for what she sees as something far more serious, a complete lack of direction at the top of government. And it all centers on one explosive issue, the fuel crisis. Hanson points to that 8-hour build-up to a national address, the anticipation, the expectation of clarity. And then what did Australians actually get? A 3-minute appearance that, according to critics, said everything and solved nothing. No roadmap, no concrete plan, no real answers on how Australia plans to secure its fuel future. And that's where her attack sharpens. Because in her view, this isn't just confusion, it's incompetence at the highest level. She openly questions whether the Prime Minister even understands the scale of the problem, especially when it comes to Australia's dependence on fuel imports and national vulnerability. But she doesn't stop there. Hanson pivots straight into the real-world impact. Rural Australia. Farmers unsure if they can plant. Truck drivers already under pressure. Supply chains stretched across a country that depends entirely on logistics and diesel movement just to function. And her warning is blunt. If farming collapses, cities won't be spared. Then comes the ideological clash. She directly rejects the idea that Australia can transition away from fossil fuels in its current state, arguing the country is being pushed into unrealistic energy expectations while sitting on vast natural resources that, in her view, are being mismanaged or politically restricted. And that's where the speech turns into a broader economic attack. Hanson brings up foreign influence, multinational control, and missed national opportunity, comparing Australia unfavorably to resource wealth models like Norway's sovereign fund, while highlighting Australia's rising debt burden. Her message is consistent and relentless. Australia is rich in resources, but poor in leadership decisions. And by the end, the tone is unmistakable. This isn't just criticism of one policy, it's a complete rejection of the current political direction, across parties, on the question of whether any side is actually preparing Australia for the future. And that leaves one final question hanging over everything she said. If no one in power is delivering answers on fuel, energy, and economic stability, then who is actually steering the country? Drop your thoughts below because this debate is only getting louder.